Okay, I was about my question so Ediba a POG Media. So Yembonra a Yensen Professor from Boatins report. Abusia a Akuffo a Galamsey illegal mining. I just said during his tenure or no, and yet na Udi Akutini Wumuya. Abusia Sisiano Yokufo eto omonsa ede afrena Akuffo yese omra na omrambe yi ne ho ano. Eye Solomon Owusu ede ensembi ababeto dwafa ho oche se Akuffo ebeka se eche se osiu amanfo bi omoka se oye involved in illegal mining na Akuffo entumi ensinebo ensiu sa enkofo no all because of fear and panic and he's involved in galamsey na abusia enye asem keto according no or say say hodi former president Akuffo responsible to Yokofo enye omodjuma yensem momre mom yenko na yenkonkoti ensema ekọ so unsubscribe ya subscribe like na sanso share ma afofron so ensa intumi enkabi aha POG Media so unsubscribe ya subscribe like na sanso share ma afofron so ensa intumi enkabi medamase.
It's one of them, creating platforms and every week consistently talking about this issue so as not to lose the steam on the fight against illegal mining. But then with what we have seen this week and the responses by these two persons, that particular decision alone by the Attorney General to bring in these persons in this administration, you heard Dr. Zato talk about that being commendable. But how far-reaching is it, especially talking about the bigger picture of the fight against illegal mining, taking into consideration what Professor Frimpong put in his report, which was not implemented by the actual administration?
So, Alfred, I mean, I hear people say that the fight against galamsey is a complex one. I disagree.
Why?
It's a straightforward one.
How straightforward?
If you like, go to the mining areas, just get to the stations where you have the taxi drivers. Ask them, those that are behind the galamsey, and they can mention names, specific names of those that are behind. What we are lacking is the political will. Because these people that we know are involved in galamsey are the financiers of our political activities. If you are in the opposition, that's where you see the relevance of these people. They will finance you, and after financing you to get power, how do you then go back and deal with them? So one key area of tackling is how we finance our political activities, so that politicians that gets to rule us or lead us will have the, I don't want to use the common word term,
Use it.
as reasons. Absolutely, carry on. To deal with those that is, as it were, are involved in it. Now, secondly, we need also to amend our laws. For instance, the Act 257. I mean, if you read Act 2576, it's only Article 257 of the Constitution. It is all, everything has been given to the president. So that my village chief, who has overseen this land all these years, has no power in aiding in who mines his land. I believe that the chiefs and opinion leaders there must be involved. Then again, you talk about we have involved the military and the police and we are still seeing no headway. I mean, Alfred, how do we recruit these military or security personnel? When people are paying bribes to get or enter into our security agencies, of course they have to recoup their investment. So if I pay to enter the security agencies and I'm sent to the forest to as it were protect the forest and I'm giving bribes, you think reasonably I will leave it a gum? So you must also go back and deal with how we recruit responsible, committed, patriotic Ghanaians into our security agencies. There are a lot of people that you see around wearing military uniforms and police uniforms who must not be closer to their security agencies. But because of lack of jobs and they found somehow money to pay someone, then they got themselves into it. Then again, I agree that the LI 2462 has to be revoked. It shouldn't be amended. But then, my only disagreement with my brother Zato is that when people perceive to be involved, Galamsey kingpins are arrested, they are the very people who go and sit on the floor, saying that, why have you arrested the man? This we cannot tolerate.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Wuntumi. Wuntumi is arrested, a kingpin. Now, with what the AG has done,
I was here with you, and you never saw me there. And I never said they shouldn't have.
I am not saying you, but you belong to the MPP.
You mentioned my name.
Oh, what are we doing here? So can't you?
My name.
Are you not an MPP member?
No, but you see, no.
But you were the MPP on PNC and NDM.
I'm a movement. I'm a movement for change. What are you doing? Movement. Okay, let me just take your name out. Let me take your name out. Why is that doing that this morning?
Okay.
No, you mentioned my name.
Make your point. So you are saying
yes.
This matter is being investigated by EOCO.
Yes.
One to me, and so you're saying, why do they go and?
Why do they go and sit there? If indeed you believe in we dealing with the issues of Galamsey, let the laws work. Like the Attorney General has directed EOCO. Look, these gentlemen that have been mentioned, what's the name? Joseph Yamin and Abanga. I have my own intel on the grounds, and I believe the Attorney General is right on point.
Well, I mean,
he's right on point that if proper investigations are done, and I'm also very happy that he added the Professor Frimpong Boateng's report. I mean, this report, Professor Frimpong Boateng's report is an avenue to invite former President Nana Akuffo into the picture.
Yes.
Because how can Professor Frimpong Boateng tell you that the greatest danger to our forest was Sir John? He was sitting right before you and told you this, and you did nothing about it. Does it relate to the fact that we had Alester Mateus coming to tell us that every month the president was shipping $40 million worth of gold from this country? That is why he allows Sir John to go scot-free?
Well, we've seen the outcome of that.
What outcome have you seen?
You're talking about the Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera thing.
Akuffo Addo threatened to sue.
He couldn't, the man was confirmed.
Was he able
to sue?
Was Akuffo Addo able to sue?
You understand?
Hold on.
So that explains. Now we go into the details of the report. I'm telling you, if we are going to bring all those people into book, we will deal with the issues of Galamsey. You talk about Gabi. We arrest someone, then he picks the phone and calls Professor Frimpong Boateng. As we speak, the one that was doing good to the nation is in court. Professor Frimpong Boateng is rather in court. He arrests someone, then you have someone like Potozua. Frank Esierubekwe, he calls that I'm the boss. And he was the personal assistant to the chief of staff there. You remember the chief of staff, the former chief of staff's name, children were mentioned in Galamsey.
You know, they all came out to deny this.
Look, let me tell you something.
And they took on Professor Frimpong Boateng.
They will take him on, but he's the bravest of men that I've seen. He's one of them. For him to have called out his own members or party members that you were involved. All of them are walking about. All of them are walking about. So to deal with Galamsey, go for the financiers, go for those that are financed. The young ones you see in the various sites, they don't have the financial muscle to engage in Galamsey. How much is the cost of excavator for them to buy? It is these people who have that muscle, who have the political links to do that. I'm very happy that this government is taking them on, and I wish them that they go after them. If indeed Yamin and Abanga are involved, with my intel on the grounds point in a positive direction, then I would agree that a thorough investigation has to happen.
Well, we don't know the intel you have.
Yes.
So that one we cannot associate with.
No, you can't associate, but I'm saying that is why they are trying. But don't forget Afet.
It's for EOCO, as has been.
But the last paragraph is that if you go back and put the statement there, the Attorney General was saying that based on a credible report.
Those were the words.
A credible report. The Attorney General cannot come and lie to the people of this country like that, especially against his own party members. So let us encourage them to do some of these things. Right. At the end of the day, if you check every party's manifesto or constitution, there is nowhere that is written black and white that when you are a party member, you are allowed or given the license to go and do Galamsey.
Okay. Well, Felix Akuffo is here. I decided to have him have this last word because all of you are involved one way or the other in the campaign, the fight against illegal mining, including him as well, because it was a major part of the party's manifesto that you were going to identify the financiers. That was one of the promises that you made. How far have you gone with that?
They say gold board people, they say they want to make it clear that they are not.
Gold board, they
don't stop galamsey.
The task force
They check
is
smuggling,
on
gold smuggling.
the gold smuggling.
Yes, not galamsey.
Not illegal mining.
Yes,
Those,
there's
the people that's gold, people who are trading in gold illegally.
Yes.
That's different from the task force, any form of task force that has been set up to fight galamsey. So those are two different things. Yes.
Involve galamseyers who are trading illegally too.
Well, yes. I mean, so by extension.
Well, Alfred, President Mahama and his government remain extremely serious about the fight against galamsey. Indeed, a manifestation of that seriousness is what you projected on your screen a while ago. Mm-hmm. The investigation of two leading figures of the National Democratic Congress. And these are extremely senior figures. We are talking about a vice chairperson who will act in the stead of the chairman if he were to become indisposed or not available. And then the national organizer, who is a key member of both the national executive and the functional executive of the party. Now, they don't come bigger than that. And it is only a president who is serious about a fight like that who will have the boldness to ask for investigations into the conduct of these individuals. Now, if I were to track back, I will tell you that 2 weeks ago, President Mahama held a high-level meeting at the Jubilee House. It involved the defense minister, the interior minister, the lands minister, the attorney general, the environment minister, and indeed all those who matter within the security apparatus. And he told them very clearly that nobody should become an impediment or a hindrance in the fight against galamsey. And that it doesn't matter the stature of the person involved in galamsey or allegedly involved in galamsey. They should have his full backing, or they have his full backing to go after such individuals. He even said that even if his brother is involved in galamsey, the team has his full backing to go after that individual. That meeting was preceded by another one that was held at the highest levels of the National Democratic Congress, where similar marching orders were given. The Riot Act was read to everybody who believes that their mere membership of the NDC and the fact that we have come to power gives them leave to engage in illegal mining would only have him or herself to blame. I must indicate that the two gentlemen have strongly denied any involvement in galamsey, which is their right to do. But as the Attorney General indicated, they will be taken through the same processes as everybody else will be taken through if they were to be alleged to be involved in this action. So that point must be clearly established. I also wish to state that President Mahama has not departed from any of the positions he took on galamsey when he was campaigning to become president. I noticed that every now and then there are some civil society operators and members of the MPP who make the claim that somehow he has departed. Galamsey started as some artisanal activity by low-level people within society who merely wanted to make ends meet. Before long, more powerful individuals in society had joined the fray. And it is that which has made the fight a bit more difficult than it should have been. And now I'm on record to have said that the only thing that has stood in the way of winning the fight is political will to go after the high and mighty in society. President Mahama has that political will. And as I've said before, it doesn't matter who is involved. And he has a track record of prosecuting his own. So he is not someone who will shrink from the responsibility of taking on people merely because of their membership of the NDC. There are people in the NDC who have expressed disquiet and have wondered whether this will have an impact on our fortunes or not. President Mahama believes that fighting galamsey will rather enhance the fortunes of the NDC. So that must be placed on record. The other issue too is that significant gains have been made. And I can say that galamsey, or the fight against it, has seen significant improvement compared to what we had under the NPP.
If you say significant improvement,
it is clear. Look, first of all, the will alone, the will to do this sort of thing was non-existent under the NPP. We knew about high-ranking party officials and government officials who were involved in this activity, and no action was taken against them. We know. But since we came to power, and it's been 6 months, we are comparing 6 months to 8 years. Everybody knows that it will take a bit longer to achieve the results that we want. It doesn't mean that between the time we came into power and now, we have been sleeping. Significant work has gone in. And indeed, I can tell you for free that between the time we came to power and now, 518 people have been arrested for engaging in galamsey. 518. In fact, 246 excavators have been seized. Some of them have been burnt. There are some who have expressed misgivings about that approach.
What level of people are these?
Now, let me make the point. If you are seen involved in it, you will be arrested and prosecuted. So your level or the lack of it won't matter. If there's evidence that you are a kingpin, you don't go to the ground to mind yourself, but you are the one basically sponsoring the activity. We will come for you as well.
But is there any record of any kingpin being
we can get a breakdown. In fact,
that was the specific promise.
In fact,
that you made as
on
well.
Wednesday, the Lands Minister will be at the Government Accountability Series, and he will shed light on the details of these arrests and what have you. But of course, you need to have the evidence of the involvement of the kingpin. It cannot be based on assumption before you are able to go for them. At the very least, there's a high-ranking official of in fact, 2 high-ranking officials of the NDC. And I must place on record that they have a right to insist on their innocence, which they have done. We respect that up until evidence is brought against them. Surely, these 2 individuals don't go to the ground to engage in galamsey, do they? So, at the very least, you can describe them as kingpins and financiers. But the president says they should be investigated, and they are going to be investigated. So that is an example right there of supposed kingpins being held accountable for their alleged, and I use the word advisedly, alleged involvement in galamsey. 246 excavators have been seized. Let me also say that no excavator has gone missing. And in fact, you in the media too must learn to go to official sources for information. One of the things that we do, I'm coming, one of the things we do in this country is that we trivialize issues. So the moment anybody says anything, we don't probe it. Then we run with it. If you let me land.
I get your point. But you see,
the focal, I beg your pardon. You see, first of all, the focal point, the focal person for the fight against galamsey is the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. He has help from other agencies, security agencies, to do the job. To coordinate the activity, he has recently launched the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS. So if you want information on what is happening under galamsey, please go to these people.
Okay.
There are times when people shoot from the hip and engage in activity that they don't have responsibility for. Okay. No excavator has gone missing. I'm the official person of government. I'm telling you that on authority. Nothing of the sort has happened.
Well, that's good to know. But you see, if reason why I would not also stay quiet if you fault the media for as you put it, running with anything and everything. If you say if anybody makes any statement, we run it with it. This is Hannah Bishu. Hannah Bishu is not just anybody. She heads the Minerals Development Fund. That institution in itself is not. That may be true, but does the Mineral Development Fund? Does the Mineral Development Fund have a mandate to fight? But we reported. No, you can't. No. We reported what she said. Even she says that what she said was not accurately reported. Yes. You see, so that is the sense. You see, again, that is the sensationalism bit. That's what. That is the. You see, you see, in the same way that public office holders must be serious, they must be credible. You see, what they say must be substantive. You also have a duty to cross-check information so that you don't create impressions that don't exist. I am telling you that no excavator has gone missing. In fact, she, who you quote, has publicly said that nothing of the sort has happened. In that the excavators were not even lawfully. The excavators were not lawfully in the possession of the police. Exactly. So they could not have been seized. So if there was an excavator, I beg your pardon. After the fact. Yes, so yes, but that is why. You see, that is why you know the source to go to. I beg your pardon. That is why you should know the source to go to. You see, when I come to this institution and I want the position of your organization, I won't speak to the watchman. You understand me? I can come and speak to the watchman. He can give me an account, but it is not an account that will stand scrutiny. In the same way that your general manager, your general manager's account. So I'm only advising that one of the ways that we win the fight is accuracy. Yeah. We must avoid sensationalism and blowing things out of proportion. If you want information, it is the lands minister
or the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, I can assure you that steps have been taken to ensure that the sort of commentary that went on in this particular instance doesn't recur. Right. Because it only muddies the waters and makes the fight a bit more difficult. Now, bulldozers, guns, motorbikes, vehicles have all been seized. Right. And the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, has been set up to coordinate this fight. Again, it is also very important that in the discussion we delineate the issues. There are civil society operatives who actually believe that we shouldn't even do mining at all in this country. Yes. It doesn't matter where you go and do the mining, they will say that it hurts the environment, it hurts butterflies, it hurts animals, so stop. You understand me? Yeah. That view can be respected. It does not mean that it necessarily coincides with the interests of the country. It doesn't mean that mining in itself hurts the environment if it is done responsibly. The reason why I say this is this persistent, commentary on the LI 2462. You see, the impression is created that the reason why people are mining illegally in forest reserves is because of this law. That is not the case. That law works in conjunction with 13 other laws, parent laws, to regulate lawful mining activity in forest reserves. Okay. Lawful mining activity in forest reserves. It does not regulate illegal mining activity. In that regulation, the president was given power to ask the minister to grant a leave.
Okay, I was going to win it and some also our political highway. So Solomon also and I training illegal mining Professor Frimpong Boateng, the reporter or the bar Bontin. Or say sa reporting and Casano and some womuna say EOCO na omo take quick action on that. You better must say moje penekoti sa in some way at the MI POG Media. So don't forget to click on the notification bell so never any updates be able drop piano on so on sa a bit to me aka. Better must say.